Hey everyone, today I'm going to show you how to find the carry forward amounts that you can use before the end of the financial year to contribute money to your superannuation and claim as a personal tax deduction. Okay, using the carry forward concessional contribution cap that you can do. Now, what this cap is, each year you have $27,500, and that's indexed. It used to be $25,000. So as at this financial year, you have $27,500, which is your part of your 10% that your employer gives you, which is now going to move to 10.5% after 1 July. But effectively, the previous 5 years, if you haven't used the concessional contribution cap, you can now look back those 5 years, and any unused cap you can use in this current financial year or next financial year. And you might have sold a property and have some capital gains tax in your own name, and you might want to put some extra money into superannuation to offset that gain and claim that as a tax deduction. It's really easy. Go to your Australian government portal through MyGov. Here's the main page. Hit super, hit information, and hit carry forward concessional contributions. And you'll see here, it will tell you your current superannuation balance, and it'll also tell you what amount right here that is left over. Now, just be careful. And this one here, it's as at the 4th of June, so pretty current. It hasn't included any superannuation contributions for June, so just be aware that that's there. So I can effectively put into my super the amount that's here and elect to my superannuation fund that it's a personal deductible contribution. So I'll just contribute that to my super fund via BPay, most likely, and then at the end of the financial year, I'll tell my superannuation company that that amount is a personal deductible contribution, and then the super fund will take 15% tax, or if you earn over $250,000, they'll take 30% tax off that, and then that amount you can effectively claim on tax in your own name. But that's basically how you find your carry forward concessional contributions amount from the MyGov portal. If in doubt, speak with your financial advisor to see if they can have a look at what history they've got, or call your superannuation fund. Now, if you accidentally put too much into your superannuation above this amount, that's okay. We just need to not have more than $27,500, including your 10% superannuation guarantee and this amount that you're going to put in your super fund. So if it's $27,500, your total cap, less your employer, less your the balance of cap for that year, if you put an extra $500 in, that $500, you would not claim that as a personal concessional contribution. You would only claim the amount up to the cap, or the amount up to the unused concessional contribution amount, and any remainder amount that's in your super fund would fall under your non-concessional contributions, and they are contributions that go into your super fund post-tax. You can't claim on tax in your own name, but the super fund will also not take the 15 or 30% tax off that. So you've got $110,000 per year, or you can bring forward 3 years and put up to $330,000. But anyway, just letting you guys know that this is how you look at your carry forward amounts on the MyGov portal. Thanks for watching this video. This video is brought to you by my book, Sort Your Money Out and Get Invested. Now, it's all well and good to look at putting money into superannuation, but I want you to just press pause and think whether putting money in superannuation is right for you. Now, on page 286 of the book, for those who have it, and if you haven't got a copy of this book, it's thick, baby. It's got lots of stuff. There's a link in the show notes that that will take you to purchase it. And thanks for your support for those who have purchased it. But I like to answer the question about, when should I add more money to superannuation? I like to answer this question the other way. When wouldn't it be a good time to add more money to superannuation? So I'm talking about more than what your employer adds. So more than the 10%. And remember, from 1 July 2022, that amount goes up to 10.5%. So number one, on page 286, when you're trying to get out of consumer debt, well, we don't want to put extra money into super because we're trying to get out of debt. Number two, if you have a goal for saving for your first home to live in. So this isn't including the first home super saver scheme. This is just if you are saving for your first home and maybe you've capped out that scheme, we certainly don't want to put more money into investments, and superannuation is an investment until we've met that goal of a first home. If you have a goal of paying down part of your mortgage to remove a parental guarantee. So you may have a property already and you may have used a parental guarantee. I want you to focus on removing that parental guarantee so your parents can get on with their life and it can remove their property affairs from your property affairs. Number 4, if you're starting a career and you're on a lower income, you may choose to establish your career first. So this is important for those who are just starting out. You might have a lower income, you might have other financial goals. Don't worry about your superannuation. Invest that money into a course to upskill your career. Invest that money into you because you will make a better return than putting a little bit extra money into superannuation at the moment. Number 5, if you want to start a business and need additional cash flow, the worst thing you could do when starting a business is to go into debt to fund your life at the expense of putting money into your superannuation. So that's really important. Get your business established first, then you can look at investing more money into superannuation. What are we up to? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The 6th point, if your investing plans aren't long-term. So you might be investing for something in 10 years' time. And we know that you can't get money out of superannuation until you're over 60 years old. So if you're investing for something that's in 10 years' time, well, it's no good locking that money away into superannuation. If you're saving for kids' education, you're certainly going to use that money outside of superannuation, probably before you're age 60. And then the last point that I've got here, point 7, if you have other financial goals that you need to meet and can't allocate money for the long term. So I talk about allocating money for the long term. With our superannuation, you need to ensure that you can actually allocate the money to the long term, because once the money goes into superannuation, it's locked away till age 60. Now, one of the main things here, I haven't mentioned anything about the tax deduction. I don't think we should be doing any financial strategies based on just getting a tax deduction in our own name. Yes, we know that the rates of tax inside super at 15%, if you earn under $250,000, which is a lot of us, 15% is less than 30%. Some of you might be on a 32.5 bracket. So we know 15 is less than 30 or more. So we're not doing things just for the tax. But if we don't need the money for the other things, as I've mentioned, sure, we might allocate this money for the future and claim that on our personal tax along the way. But certainly we're not putting extra money into super just to get the tax benefit. So what are you going to do? Are you going to look at putting more money to super? Perhaps you've got your life established. Perhaps you can go, well, we've got some extra money here now. Let me go and see how much I can put in, because you might have $30,000 saved that you don't need in your own name, that you don't need for right now, that you can put in superannuation. We know that the cap with putting money into superannuation each year is $27,500. So that asks the question, do I need to look at my carry forward and use parts of the cap that I haven't used in previous years? I'm Glenn James. Thanks for watching this little tutorial on the tubes here. And hopefully, if you want to find out more, I've got a podcast now called My Millennial Investor, and we just talk about investing stuff. And thank you for all those who have purchased my book. It means a lot. I hope this has helped you understand how to use the ATO MyGov portal, and just go and have a look around, familiarize yourself with what's in that portal. I'll speak to you guys soon. Bye.